Well, yeah. If I stop bobbing my head, then you know that the music is our little dance moves. You know, we're such great dancers, aren't we, Keith?
Close that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Are you?
Sometimes, I suppose. Oh, whoops, there it was.
You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Sharing the show, folks.
Yep, that's right.
Any questions, let us know.
Yep, that's right. Oh, I got to turn mine down or we're going to be hearing all kinds of stuff. Whoops. Why do I have such trouble with...
4, 3, 2.
All right, see you in a bit.
Welcome to Honor Bound IT's weekly live stream with Greg Fine, your host, your co-host Keith Haskin, on the bench with Jennifer Hall, and produced by Mr. Rogers.
Here we go.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey, welcome back.
Getting Greg to share the video
Yep, that's right.
live. So then you should just scroll down.
There we go, smarmy.
If you guys are out there have any questions, wanted to know something, or just want to say hi, let us know in the chat. Spencer
Yeah.
will notify us if there is any noteworthy comments.
We do accept smart assery too, though. Don't we?
I suppose we can this one time.
Just this one time. But yeah, welcome. It's been a pretty odd week, hasn't it? With the daylight savings time, still kicking my butt. Yeah.
It usually takes a few days to adjust. You know, you get up in the morning at a certain time and
It's dark again.
it's still dark. Yeah. But I am a fan of it because I like the extra daylight at the end of the day.
I do too, but I can't seem to make my body go to sleep at the right time of night. So, but it is what it is. Thank you to our Congress for not doing anything about daylight savings time. But whatever. That's an argument for another day with another audience. So yeah, what do we got going on this week, dude?
Well, we were busy this week, not as busy as some other weeks, but you know, obviously, we'll talk about that in the show. We'll talk about the old meme of the week coming up at the end, so
That's
stay
right.
tuned for
Hang on
that.
for it.
But as always, we kick it off with the old bench report with Jennifer Hall.
That's right.
And now for the bench report with Jennifer Hall.
Hey everyone, welcome to the bench report this week. I'm Keith. We're here with Jennifer. And we had some things come in on the bench, but there's a lot of other stuff that we wanted to talk to you about this week. And one of the things is the signs you need to look for when your computer isn't performing as good as it used to be. You know, and there are ways that, you know, you yourself can keep your computer up to date. But let's take a look at a few of the signs that, you know, people normally see when their computer isn't acting right. Jennifer, you want to go over a few of those?
Well, performance is one of them. When your computer gets slow, could be storage issues, could have errors.
Yeah, those are really the three big ones. You know, if your computer starts acting slower than it used to be, because, you know, a lot of people always say, well, my computer used to be faster. Well, obviously, when you just buy the computer, it's going to be running pretty good. And then, you know, the other thing, like you said, storage. Sometimes people's hard drives just, you know, they're saving lots of files and pictures and things like that. And the hard drive itself gets full. And, you know, we do see people that come in and they buy the, you know, the biggest hard drives that they can find. And, you know, if that's what they need, then that's great. But typically when we see those in here, you know, people are using maybe 25% of them.
Yeah.
So just make sure you're getting the right hard drive that you need for what your files are. And we'll talk a little bit more about.
I'm back on air now.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Don't know why that would happen. Just kind of sometimes things just don't encode right. Oh, I know why, because we passed it through the chat.
Is that the one that you used?
Yeah, no, is that where Spencer is shaking his head? No.
No, it was in
The folder. Well,
Oh, yeah, we need to take it out of the chat. That needs to go on our planner list.
it's in both right
Yep,
now. But
it is. Somebody wasn't paying attention. Was that you, Spencer?
Nope.
switch them up. You can bring it back.
Yeah, switch them up. Yeah, nah, it's all good. Yeah, but we did have some bench stuff. I mean, you can probably recap it. I was upstairs answering calls while you were down here.
Yeah, the kind of the key takeaways from the bench report this week is we were talking about things that you notice that your computer's not running as well as it used to be, and what are some of the signs that your computer's just, like I said, just not the same as it used to be. And so we went over a few of those things. One of them is performance. When you get a computer and things just aren't
That's the number one.
exactly, if they're not the way things were, like, a lot of times, people will buy a computer and it'll be running good for the first month or year or whatever, but then all of a sudden things just seem to be a little bit slower. And so that's one sign that you can look for. Another sign is the storage is filling up. And so some computers will come with, these large hard drives that are, terabyte or whatever, and then some of them will have a little bit less. And, it's up to you to decide what's the right storage for you. But, if your storage is filling up, that can definitely be another reason why your computer is acting funny. And then the third one, probably the most obvious one, are error messages. So, we have computers that just sometimes you're on the computer and you get a pop-up message and you're not sure what it means. Sometimes you can turn your computer on and you see some error messages. And Jennifer actually went into the bench report about one of the computers that had come in where they turned the computer on and it said some error messages with some codes about the fans. And so, it's our job as the technicians to research these codes when people bring them in, find out what's the root cause and troubleshoot and repair that. And then, the biggest one that we see, and if you ever see this one on your computer, it's probably definitely a time to get it looked at, but the blue screen.
Oh, yeah, with the funky codes on it, stop error codes or what have you. Usually it has like a sideways, like frowny face on it. Windows will usually give you that. So,
and sometimes they have like the automatic repair and it fixes themselves, but I'm a person that, sometimes it's better safe than sorry. You might get by at that one time, but get it looked at before it's too late.
Yeah, like your hard drive could be crapping out and maybe we can still get your data even though your hard drive is like nearly done. Yep. Because these things are made by humans, subject to fail like humans, and nothing on this planet lasts forever. Not even our beautiful mountains. Everything has its time, right? So yeah, bring your stuff in before it's too late. And then we had like we do every week we do a tech tip, and so I think you typically introduce the tech tip for next week. Was it Windows 11 for next week, or what was it?
I think it was some of the pro tips for Windows 11, and Jennifer might be able to put that in the chat. I'm sorry, we record these things kind of in advance, and then the last one of the month is the one we always forget. So.
Yep, that's right.
But yeah, there are a lot of neat things in Windows 11 that you can do, and if it's the one I'm thinking of, it just kind of shows some of the new features that are available. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Windows 11. A lot of hasn't really changed a lot from Windows 10.
No, they moved stuff a little bit. Yep.
There are some new things.
But the search functionality in Windows 11 is like light years ahead of Windows 10.
Yes.
They really did improve that part. That's actually one of my favorite things that they improved upon. But yeah, so we were talking this morning like about this AI stuff, like artificial intelligence, and man, it's like flipping out of control. It's like popping up about everywhere. This Chat GPT and. It's starting to show up in now Bing, the search engine that Microsoft hosts actually has chat-based searching now. So you can chat with a bot and it will come up with a whole bunch of, more tailored suggestions. and you can pick, from like what kind of bend you want the search terms to come back. Like so like if you want like just the facts jack, or you want something just a little bit more whimsical or what have you. It depends on like how you and what you're searching for, might kind of color the way that you're doing search. But man, it's just like popping up everywhere. And yeah, I don't know. It's almost been like what 3 weeks since like, or has it been a month already since ChatGPT really kind of started to hit mainstream?
Yeah, I know it's been around for a few months, and
Yeah.
we've been playing with it here and there. Yeah, I think really in the last couple of weeks it's been getting a little bit more popular. I know there are times where you get on it and you try to do something and you get error message, it bugs out.
Yep.
It's being
Well,
pushed to the limits.
the free one for sure. And like when it first came out, they called it like the experimental mode, and now they have like a premium version. So if you're going in to do the free version, you get like all the leftover. Anytime that somebody isn't using, the full capacity, to where you'd bog down the paying members. But it's like $20 a year, $20 a month. I can't remember exactly how much it was. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of unintended things that are going on with it. Everything from, people cheating on their reports and at school and that sort of deal. Yeah, it's almost like, like in the screen, like the promo screen that I put out, it's like, yeah, just another mind-bending thing that's going on, and it's not something that in IT that we're not used to, change, but sometimes change is so much like mind shifting. It's like from the days where, we had the computers and it was the character screens, and then we went to having the mouse, and then all of a sudden the internet was everywhere, and the whole cultural shift that came along with that, and social media and all the cultural shift that has happened along with that. And now we just they tried to do the metaverse. I don't think that's doing as well as they hoped it would. But, we have a hard enough time dealing with this reality, let alone build artificial realities. But again, we're doing another mind shift. It didn't have quite as big of an impact in anybody's household except for Keith's. For the most part, because you guys use Metaverse a little bit, don't you? Like
the Oculus Quest.
Oculus
we do use that.
stuff, yeah. But I mean, it's not as ubiquitous as like the internet and all that. And now we have like ChatGPT and other AI stuff that's getting embedded in crazy places that just like showing up. So it's another mind shift, and how this is affecting affecting us as a culture, like, are we going to stop like losing the ability to think for ourselves? What happens, we talked about this morning, is like what happens when people aren't smart enough to maintain the AI anymore. And you said, well, they'll have an AI bot for that.
Yep.
But we do use it, a little bit. We have like maybe started with our own content that we might have written, an outline of what we wanted to say, toss it in there. And then, it's not perfect, not anywhere close to perfect. But we might have a message that we want to put out, like the other day I did one for security shoestring. What did it do, Keith?
It took some of the security shoestring content that you had already written from the website.
Scraped it off of the internet and then regurgitated it back to us in different words. I mean, it was a little bit more eloquent than me, but, and sometimes repeats itself, like repeatedly, So if you're wondering whether a real person read it and actually edited the content that you're reading, just look for repetition. Now, there are some people that like to repeat themselves, but typically they're not going to do it when they're writing something. They'll do that when they're talking.
Yep.
So that's just kind of an observation that many people have had. And yeah, of course, the bad guys are getting a hold of it too. I think I sent you an article on that this morning. The Chrome extension, fake Chrome extension.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fake chat GPT. Because we looked it up. There is no.
There's no Chrome extension or application for your phone. So if you see those, do not download them. If you get them in your Chrome browser or whatever browser that you're using, make sure that you eliminate the extension, because that one was particularly nasty.
Yeah, it said something about it hijack Facebook accounts.
Yeah, take it over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, it'd probably do other stuff, but
Well, and the scary part of it is like, can it impersonate you? You know, I didn't think about that till now. But, you know, if you lost control of your Facebook account, that's bad enough. But then if something is smart enough to start impersonating you and telling your friends to do all kinds of crazy stuff that, you know, they otherwise wouldn't.
yeah. Well, like you said, there's probably some bad actor behind the scenes that it's not really even an AI tool. It's just some guy pretending.
Yep. But they're using the abilities of in order to. So yeah, no extensions, no app. You know, I'm sure an app will come out with ChatGPT. About it, I mean, maybe they won't, because even Microsoft has gotten to use like the latest version, which is GPT-4. 3 was like so last week. And now they have 4, which is even smarter. And they're going to start embedding that into some of their Microsoft 365 products.
Yeah,
You saw that video, didn't you?
I saw a 20-second video. You kind of went a little bit further into the.
Yeah, I went down the
research.
rabbit hole. Yep. And it's sort of going to be going into everything, like the Outlook. I think that some of it is already in Excel, because when I was working in Excel the other day, it was almost felt like it was reading my flipping mind. It was like, I didn't type that. How did it get there? You know, it was something that would have been something that I would have typed. It predicted, you know, well enough and gave me the ability to choose or not choose that particular edit. But you were watching like the PowerPoint.
Yeah, they had a PowerPoint presentation. It's called Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah.
So it'll be coming out to probably some of the premium Microsoft members. But yeah, they were converting Word documents that had already been written into PowerPoint presentations. So helpful, and so much time that you can save.
Well, and designing the whole thing, and I got to thinking, you know, like you know, before we came on, you know, one of the things that would really save us a lot of time is, you know, we put out a lot of content here, and we write most of our stuff. Almost 99% of it is like stuff that comes from us. It doesn't come from a bot. But to take that and be able to, you know, put it into Word and then create storyboards, you know, where we could start writing notes like where we want our camera angles to go, what B-roll we want. And B-roll is kind of the stuff that, you know, when you're not looking at us and there's a secondary scene from somewhere, you know, and actually, come to think of it, the PowerPoint even like came up with like pictures right out of your OneDrive that were like, I think the demo that the lady was doing, she was doing a demo with her daughter graduating from high school. And it pulled, she just like kind of gave, well, this is kind of like what I want to do for like the screen where, you know, they have a little presentation deal. And it pulled pictures of her daughter out of her OneDrive and
crazy.
posted them and took her favorite colors, threw images in places, animated images. You know, she goes, well, I've always been crap with animated images, but with this, you know, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. So for good or ill, we're going to get it anyways. And how we're going to cope with it, I don't know. Just hope that it helps us to the better and moves the human race forward instead of backwards. But
Yeah.
I have my doubts in some cases.
Technology is, I always say, there's you get a lot of good stuff with technology, but you do get a little bit of bad stuff, and so you take the bad with the good, because, like you said, a majority of it's used to help people out and make their lives better and easier. Occasionally, you run into a few problems, but
I think the whole object lesson for me is don't lose yourself in the technology. Just because you can, let a machine do some of the stuff, make sure that you're doing some thinking for yourself, You be you, because you don't want to be like the, what do you call it, hive mind.
yeah.
You don't want to be putting out everything that's just been all scraped off of random internet sites and cobbled together in a very eloquent way. Yeah, and then we had another little bit of fun. You had a little bit of a head cracker yesterday, didn't you?
Well, just
You
learning.
like that sort of stuff.
Learning some different features. We use HubSpot, and we're working on building out some email content, and just going through HubSpot, and to pick the people you want to send your emails to is you got to have things set up right the first time. And when we go through and we look at these things, like, oh man, we could have been easier. But HubSpot doesn't make it too hard to filter people out,
We'll be able
make
to
lists.
fix the we didn't know any better stuff that we did when we first started it. Fill in all the fields, right, Keith?
Exactly. But the filters and things like that are really helpful, and so we're able to piece this together pretty good, and hopefully we can get this email content stuff together. You realize there are certain features sometimes that I thought we had that. Oh no, you got to pay the premium price for this.
Yeah, $800 frickin' a month for that particular feature.
But they have workarounds in it that you can set up, and
Keith figured it out. I can't take credit, but Keith likes tough nuts to crack. I think they just kind of present a challenge.
yeah.
But you didn't do too much cussing yesterday.
No. Well, it's a tool that we use.
Yeah.
That it's good to know these things. So it's not like I was, battling it for a customer. It was for our internal use.
Yeah.
That hey,
When it's for a customer, then we kind of get a little bit more uptight about stuff like that.
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, we're doing that because we're actually going to be coming up with like our weekly tech tip 2.0, I like to call it. And one of the things that we've been some of the feedback that we've been getting from viewers and from people that have been with us on our Lunch and Learns is that like our Lunch and Learn in particular, we're doing a time management thing. But we went and we talked about all the apps, and I think it was just like a little bit too much in one sitting. So one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing themed type things. So our first one, because we've already done quite a bit of work on it, is going to be like time management. So Keith, you're actually in charge of doing the weekly tech tip and emails and all that sort of stuff. Why don't you tell us about what's coming up?
Yeah, we got well, like you said, the time management. I think there's so much stuff that you can learn about time management, and there's so many skills and different characteristics of people who are really good at time management. And you can tell somebody who does practice, using a schedule, using a calendar, using a checklist. You gotta get an idea of that person pretty quickly. But there are a lot of things that some people just don't know how to get started. And so what our course is really on is getting started using time management, because one of the things is it's never too late to start. Never too late to learn. So what we wanted to do is just put some stuff together to get people started using time management, and there's a lot of skills that are involved, but where we specialize in is using the software side of it. So because we practice in the Microsoft 365 environment, we're going to teach you how to use the apps that you're already paying for. Like we always talk about, there's much more than just Word and Excel in the Microsoft stuff that you're getting that you're probably not aware of. And so we're just making that known to people that, hey, there is Microsoft to do. You can make checklists for things that you need to do. Hey, are you using your Outlook calendar? It's just more than email, right? And then there's an app that's you get with a Microsoft license called Planner, which
we use it.
Yeah, it's more of a collaborative tool, but and you don't it's not included with the free Microsoft stuff like Outlook and To Do is, but if you're on a team and you guys are working with the Microsoft 365 product, Planner can be very helpful with time management and setting up schedules and checklists for things that need to be done. And one of our clients reached out to us last week, and they're interested in better time management practices. And she said, I've been looking at some of these other things, and we really kind of want to get a better understanding of how we can apply this in our business.
So we silently applaud.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it was interesting because hey, this is actually what we're the content that we're building out for our YouTube channel and things like that, and like you said, our weekly email that we're going to share with people, just little tips here and there that you get in your email each week. And then a link to our YouTube page with a demo or some content that you can take and learn and hopefully apply to not just your professional life but also your personal life. There's you're more than just a worker. Outside of work, there's
You still might be a busy mom that has to chase after kids for various games. You might, have, they might have a busy after school life. Maybe you have kids in different schools, elementary and high school, and have to juggle, where you're going to be when and what you have to have for each event, So it really does translate to a lot of different things. But I think one of the key reasons why we're doing some of these themed things as well is that I think that a lot of times people don't define the problems that they're having, and that goes across the board. It's not just, stuff that where software hits, because honestly, software can't solve all your problems. It won't deal with personal problems. I'm sorry. But that's one of the huge things, is that we want to make sure that you're able to apply, like you said, things you're already paying for. You might as well get the most value out of your investment, and get milk for everything. Why wouldn't you? So, if you're interested in getting on we're going to be putting them out on this channel or this Facebook once a week kind of deal. But if you'd rather get them in your email, make sure that you message us. Don't give me your email through Messenger. We don't want your email getting scraped by a spammer, so to speak, because that's what they do. But reach out to us, and we'll get your contact information. Make sure that you get added to the list, and so we just want to help you out, any way that we can. And so, yeah. What else, dude? You had quite a conversation this morning.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. We had a man come in. Well, you had sold him a computer.
Yeah, I recognized about it. Well, you're a little older.
14 years older.
Yeah, 14 years older. Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that hang on to things, and all the time there's people want to hang on things for too long, and in the business you can't get away with that. But in this instance, it was kind of a hobby.
It's a hobby, yeah, toy.
And so they're trying to figure out a way to bring their stuff to the 2023, and
so you fix ancient cars.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Everybody has a story. And so, we're, just getting some information from him, and, he wants to take his computer with him to these certain spots and be able to plug in and use these automotive diagnostics tools that were made long ago, have not been supported for many years. The website that he used to buy the parts from is now shut down.
The guy who wrote his software is not with us anymore.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that happen with hobbies, and obviously, you can't keep everything forever, but keep it as long as you can. And he's just one of those people that, hey, if I can continue to use this is something I know, something I like, it's what I want to do.
Yeah, well, the computer he has was probably one of the very, very last ones that I built, because we stopped building them in around that era, where it was just not making sense to build them anymore. It was better for the customer to have something customized. I mean, it used to be that you couldn't customize your computer very much if you bought it from like a name brand manufacturer. But yeah, and I remember how hard now, I mean, when he mentioned like 3.5-inch floppy, I just like remembered how hard it was to actually get your hands on one of them. They had like long discourse over like CD, DVD, and yep, it was an interesting conversation. But that was kind of one of the highlights. I always love to hear from people when they've gotten like that much value out of something that we've produced, and it still does what he wants it to do, even though it's like dreadfully slow. But yeah. So I guess now is the time to.
We're going to tell people about the security on a shoestring product.
That's right.
Our sponsor.
Hey, have you heard about security on a shoestring? It's the right size protection for many small businesses that don't have a lot of budget but want the basics. So what does it include? You get security with next generation antivirus, cloud-based firewall, a complete set and forget daily backup. Imagine having your own pit crew that monitors your computer's health. You'll have the latest patches and updates. We also perform routine maintenance on your PC automatically. You'll get access to us from 8 to 5 Central Time on a pay-as-you-go basis. Is Security on Shoestring affordable? Security on Shoestring was designed to fit any budget. You pay only for what you use, nothing more. Join hundreds of other customers who trust Honor-Bound IT. Find out if Security on a Shoestring is a good fit for you. Call 877-814-6860. Again, 877-814-6860.
And now, time for the meme of the week. For this week it says, "The older I get, the more I regret all the people I've lost over the years. Maybe being a trail guide wasn't such a great idea after all." Man, all I gotta say is a hearty
But don't.
always. Yes, very
Yeah.
great. Good.
Thanks, Terry. Appreciate you sending those in to us. And yeah, and because the internet has been made for cats and cat videos, here's our cat pick of the week. This is Tux. And yeah, I think my wife thought that he looked like a little creepy beside our retro pillow. Like those eyes, Yeah, this was Vet Week this week too. Dr. Wayne cracks my wallet at least once a year. And when you have as many house cats as we do, they come to your house. So yeah, did pretty well. They were well behaved. I only got like nailed once by who? Jamie. He nailed me, got me across the chest and on the hand, but nobody died.
Thank goodness.
Yep, they've had all their shots, and you gotta take care of your family, right? Even your fur family. So yeah, that was our cat pick of the week. If you have a cat pick that you'd like to share with us, be sure to send them to us in a message. Make sure that you give us your name and your cat's name, because we'd love to feature you on our show.
Greg is running out of cats to share. So
Oh, no, I'm
please
not.
send
You've only
us.
really seen 3. There are 5 more.
Man, we got plenty of content.
Yeah, we got plenty of content, but yeah. But yeah, cut me some slack. Give me some pictures of your cats. We know you have them. All right, well, we're going to sort of sign off for the week. It's been a good week, and we hope that you'll join us next week.
Hey! Did you just hear that?